everyone, it's Tani Games here. Welcome back to the channel. It is time to review the Take a Hike dream snaps that have been posted in the Discord. I'm very excited to get into this and have a look at what amazing snaps you've come up with. I'm sure they're all super creative and very talented. I mean, that's usually the case whenever I look in Discord. There's always fantastic dream snaps, so I love to see it. So let's jump over, let's go into Discord and let's take a look at the dream snaps that you guys have come up with. Now I am going to do something a little different this week. We are starting from the first entries and working our way up. Usually I do it the other way around, but we're not doing that this time. And we are starting off with a snap from Rainbow here. This is beautiful. I absolutely love this submission. It's really good. Such beautiful lighting, great work with the foliage, with like all the trees and the bushes. I like how you have the campsite in the background. I think that is a wonderful little touch. Great addition. I do really like that. I think it's really fun and playful. And yeah, it's just, it kind of has that nod to camping, but it's not, the theme isn't about camping. Like, you're clearly on a trail. You're about to set forth and go forward. It's almost like you're guiding Donald, like, hey, we're going to go this way. Like, the way the hand action is, that's fantastic. I do like the bear that you've put in here. I completely forgot when I did my dream snaps that was something I wanted to do, was to include a bear, and then I didn't do it. And now I'm beginning to wonder, did I even do a snap on my husband's account? I don't even know if I did. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I would have done, surely. But yeah, this is fantastic. Great use of Donald, great outfit, lovely light and wonderful setup. And next up we have a submission from Lightspark here. This is a lovely snap, again using that bear. I wish I'd remembered. Such a great item to use. But I love this. It really feels like you're out in nature, you're out exploring, you've come across this cute little owl. Honestly, amazing. I'm so jealous of everyone that was able to use the owl companions, because I think they were so perfect for this week's dream snap. Like, absolutely fantastic. If I'd have had the owls unlocked on like my alt account or things like that, I absolutely would have used one. So yeah, fantastic job on this dream snap. It's beautifully lit, really nicely created. It does feel very natural. Like, even the pathing, kind of seeing it branch off and stuff like that, is a wonderful sight to see. And next up we have a submission from Jessica here, who's put "Take a Hike Bella Swan inspired," which is so fun. I love that. I'm obsessed. But this is gorgeous. Look at all this dense foliage. Oh, it looks fantastic. It's so full and very vibrant, despite the fact that it's obviously raining. It's quite obviously, you know, we've got the storm clouds, the darker sky and everything like that. It still looks fantastic, which I think is great. Love the little addition of the little frogs. Love to see it. Yeah, just brilliant foliage. I love this. Great job. And next we have a submission from Chill Chaos, who did share this. We did take a look at it on stream. This is very cute. I like it. Great work with the foliage, with the trees and things like that. Love that you've included Rapunzel and Flynn, like you're all going to go on an adventure together. I really love how you've got the Rapunzel tower in the background there. I think that's absolutely fantastic. It just adds a lot of depth to the photo. You know, it looks like it's far off in the distance and things like that. But yeah, beautiful little snap, really nicely decorated. Great use of the pathing here. Yeah, really fun and playful. And next we have a submission from Zara, and I do really like this one. I almost feel like it's risky because it seems so against the grain from what we are typically seeing, which is a lot of foresty kind of base snaps. So I hope this risk pays off, because I think this is beautiful and I like that it's different. I like that it stands out. You know, you can tell this is kind of going on a hike and an adventure. Great use of using the signpost, like it's pointing towards the trail. There's nothing that's off theme with this. I love the outfit too. The outfit goes together really nicely. So yeah, I think this is an absolutely incredible submission. It just works really, really well with the theming, and I hope it does well. Like I said, it does feel very outside the box. It feels like it's against the grain, but I love it for that. And I just like that it's wintry. I think that's fun. And next up, we have a submission from Angel of Thursday here. This is lovely. I really like this. I like the outfit that you've put together. I love how you've got Donald here. Honestly, why didn't I use Donald? It would have made so much sense. Great use of the snippets, the little bug log. Again, great like for decorating. The little capybara, the monkey companion. I love this kind of like framing that we've got going on here with the trees, the palm trees. I don't know why my mind blanked there. And also the fountain of youth in the background. It's just really nice framing. I like. So yeah, great job on this submission. And next up, we have a submission from Kibby here. Now, I did see the rough draft in the quotation marks, so I'm not sure if you have changed it from this, but this looks fantastic. I love how you've got the signpost, the little bear hidden away in the background, which is a nice touch. I do like that because it's kind of like not so in your face. It's just kind of like a hidden little secret. I love the waterfall there. The waterfall looks fantastic. We've got Merida up ahead. Your character's clearly dressed for a hike, which is nice to see. And yeah, it's really nicely decorated with the grass, the mushrooms, the trees and things like this. Like this definitely feels like a pathway through a dense forest, which is very nice. And next up, we have a submission from I Love Heechul here. This is really cute. I love how you've got Stitch running. You've managed to capture that animation, which is very, very fun. We have the little fox companion running the other way. We do see a bit of foliage through this little gap in the rock pathway here. I do believe this is the path that goes from the beach up to the forest. It's probably a bit risky because obviously there isn't a lot of decoration here, but I know a lot of people do photos like this. They take photos in the realms and things like that, and they don't amend the background, especially for outfit challenges. It's a very common thing for people to do, and it is a nice little backdrop, and I like that we can sort of see through to the beach here. I think that's quite fun. And next up, we have some submissions from Nolan. Nolan goes into a bit more detail about the freezing trick here or glitch, and goes on about was it Mr. Wolfpants, something like that, who discovered a amendment part to Nolan's sort of freezing trick that he spoke about last week. I didn't cover it much in the video. I do plan to do a video on it. It just depends when I can get it filmed and sent out, and I'm hoping to do it ASAP because we're probably only going to be able to make use of this trick for another like 1 to 2 weeks. So we'll just have to wait and see. But it's a fantastic submission. I love the Mickey Cloud. The Mickey Cloud is lovely. I like the use of this it's the building from the aerial bundle. I don't tend to decorate with it much. It's definitely not a premium house skin that stands out to me a lot, but it's really nice. It looks really great here with the foliage. It works really well. It complements it. I love how you've got some villagers in the background. Like we've got Simba up here. It looks like he's about to approach like Pride Rock, like you know in the movie where he walks up Pride Rock to the edge. Like that's what that looks like. We got Gaston hiding back here. Obviously we got Timon, Pumbaa, Flynn and Kristoff as well. It's a really fun and animated pose. I really like how you've decorated as well. So all in all, a fantastic Dreamsnap. We then have your second account here, and I like how you've made use of these stumps. Now, usually, I have mentioned this before. I usually don't like these stumps because it often looks messy, like you haven't tidied up and things like this. But in a challenge like this, when you're meant to be at nature, these stumps can actually work because they're naturally spawning. They look like proper, you know, they look like nature. It just looks natural. So in snaps like this, I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. And it's kind of a nice and unique way of framing the shot as well, which is kind of cool. Love how you got the raccoon sat around you. Looks fantastic, so fun. We have Christoph here playing his little instrument. We have Goofy in the background. That's my favorite part of this. The little Goofy submission or shot here. Um, Great work with the foliage, with all the flower details and everything like that. Really fun, really creative, brilliant dream snap. And next up, we have your third account here. This is lovely, really nice, dense foliage work here. I like how you've used the reverse side of the vine wall piece. At least I assume that's what that is. But it just creates this kind of really dense backdrop, but it looks kind of very natural because of the greenery. I really like this lighting effect that you've done here. I'm assuming it's from candles based on what I can see here. But it just looks really cool. It's a really nice glow. I'm just trying to see if I can work out exactly how. I do think it is the candles, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. You've used that same trick of using these stumps as well, which is really cool. We have Christoph here next to the camper van. We have the raccoons here. I like this because even though you're introducing those aspects of camping with like Buzz's RV, it doesn't feel like a camping shot because we've got a trail here, we've got nature. Like that takes up the majority of the submission, which I think looks fantastic. And next up, we have a submission from Febrian here. This is gorgeous, and what a transformation to the sunlit plateau. It looks like an entirely different biome. It looks so full of life. It looks so lush and green, which usually the sunlit plateau does look very dry. So I love this. I think you've done absolutely amazing here to create this kind of transformation of this biome. I really love snaps that do that, that really transform a biome. If it wasn't for the sort of iconic Vitalis mines and the bridge, I might not have recognized that this was the sunlit plateau, in all honesty. So I love seeing transformative snaps like that. Great job with getting Christoph fishing. I think that looks so cool. Mirabelle here with the butterflies. It's just so full of nature, so full of life. And I think it's a really fun submission. And then we have a snap from Cole, who pointed out that it's such a boring theme. I think a lot of people are feeling a bit burnt out at this point. I think there's so many of us who'd like finished the Star Path, waiting on the next update, and we're just kind of like bored. At least that's my thoughts at the moment, is I'm very, very bored. It just feels like too much downtime. And especially for like someone like me who finishes the Star Path quite fast, and I know that's my own fault, I guess you could say. But it just feels like there's less to do in the game at this point. So I really look forward to exciting Dreamsnap themes, and the Take a Hike theme is fairly repetitive. We've done so many themes that are along this kind of line, so I get it. I get it seeming boring. I understand that. But even though it's a boring theme, you have done an amazing snap. I love this pathway through the forest. The way you've combined the cypress trees with the fir trees looks beautiful. Love how you've created this kind of like fence pathing with these not fence pathing, but like this broken kind, it's like a how do I explain? It's not like a proper structured fence. You have used the fence item, but it's more like in clusters, if that makes sense. But it looks very nice. It's very natural. Decorating with the pine cones, such a good touch. I probably would have thought of it if I had pine cones. I do now, but I didn't at the time. I had like 3 pine cones in my inventory. Great work with the rock structures, the foliage. It's a very, very beautiful snap, and I hope you do well in your results. And next up, we have a submission from Bagel Arena here, and this is a snap taken in the frozen biome. I do like this. It definitely feels very on theme. It looks like you're out exploring nature. Yeah, I wish we had some of these, like, why can't we have these flowers in red? They did such a good job of adding some orange trees with the Storybook Vale DLC, but like it was one of those things that I was kind of like, some stuff needs to come to the base game. Like orange birch trees should be base game because we have them in the frozen realm. I have so many rants about things that should be in the game that aren't in the game, but that's besides the point, I guess. But this is a really nice submission, and I like how you're holding the time bending tool, because it looks like, it almost gives me the vibes of, you know, when people go on hikes and they have those like walk-in sticks. That's what it kind of gives me. And next up, we have a submission from Steph Scarf here. Now, I did see your comment saying you didn't like that it was dark. I don't think it's too dark. I think it's quite bright. I think it does seem dark in comparison to some of the overly bright shots we get. But there's a lot of lighting that's on you. I just think it's some of the characters that are maybe a bit more in shadow. But I don't think it's a bad thing. Like you said in your comment, forests and things like that typically tend to be quite dark because they're quite shaded because of the trees, because of the foliage. So it does look and feel very, very natural. Great work with the flowers, the pine cones, the little snippet placement. Absolutely amazing. Love the outfit. Love the scenery and the foliage. And I think Simba and Nala were some great additions this week. They really seem quite natural and work well in this kind of placement. Next up, we have a submission from Mike, who is frankly a genius when it comes to these types of snaps and viewpoints. I haven't seen anyone do it as good as Mike does it. Like these kind of viewpoints where your character's kind of uplifted slightly, held up a bit higher, looking down or across to the more natural landscape kind of thing, or the rest of the landscape, I should say. But this is fantastic. I am very curious as where this is taken. It's obviously taken in Eternity Isle, I would say, from the looks of things, like from this pathing. But I can't figure out where in Eternity Isle, because it has to be Eternity Isle, surely. This pathing bit here, this is Eternity Isle pathing, I'm pretty sure. But I love it. It's like you've got the campsite behind you from where you were staying. You're walking off in the opposite direction, and it looks like there's so much to explore. I love the castle ruins in this shot. I think they look so, so fantastic. Love the little canoe boat that we've got here. Yeah, this is fantastic. It entices me in. It makes me want to explore this. Like, this is where I want to take a hike. This is where I want to explore, kind of thing. So yeah, love this. And next up, we have a submission from Madam Red here. This is beautiful. So much depth in this photo, which is really nice to see. Love the waterfall at the very far end. I think that's really fun. Really great choice to include Donald. I'm really feeling like not including Donald was the downfall this week. I should have thought to include him. I really should have done. Yeah, great foliage work here. I like this. The mix of stones and sort of foliage pieces from like the leafy elements and the trees and things like that, which is really fun. Really fun, playful pose with the monkey, similar pose to what I did. So I do like this pose for this stream snap. I think it's an ideal pose. Definitely looks like you're off on a hike. Yeah, it is quite clearly a hike. And next up, we have a submission from Sunny Wawa. This is beautiful as always. I love this. Love the fireflies. Love the little camping setup in the background, but it is off in the distance, so it's not taking the focus. I like how we have a little Goofy here fishing. Spot the Goofy. That's the vibe this week. Spot the Goofy. Love this, the foliage at the front. Honestly, everyone who used the pine cones is so smart. I don't know why my brain always forgets these elements that you can decorate with. And I think that's one thing I would say to anyone watching who's kind of like wanting to elevate their Dreamsnap game. Little touches like this. I know you may think it doesn't matter, but for people like me that kind of try and take in every aspect of a photo when voting, when it's like two really good snaps up against each other, because sometimes you are voting and it's very clear one is stronger than the other, I would say. But when you've got two that are very, very close together, little details like this really make a difference, in my opinion. In my opinion. So, but this is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And next up, we have a submission from Farron here, and this is beautiful. I absolutely love this. Love how you've included Rapunzel's tower here. It works well when you're sort of combining that Rapunzel theming. You know, we've got Rapunzel here, we've got the lanterns. Love the little capybara wandering around. I think it's really nice to see critters and things like that in Dreamsnaps like this, because out in the wild and stuff like that, you are more likely to see these animals running around. So I think it's lovely to see. We've also got the rainbow kind of like phoenix bird here. Using the deer item here as well. That's really fun. And it's off in the distance, so it doesn't feel so out of place. I think if it was close up, it might feel a bit jarring. But because it's in the distance, it kind of doesn't feel like, it doesn't take you out of it by going, oh, hold on, that's a Christmas item. You know what I mean? Love the gazebo. Gazebo always looks beautiful. The fireflies, brilliant addition. Love all the foliage. And I love that we've got this trail kind of going through. And I'm willing to be corrected if I'm wrong, but this looks like natural. Like, this just looks like the Eternity Isle pathing. So I don't even think this is constructed. I think you've just worked with the natural biomes patternings, which I think is fantastic and really clever. Next up, we have a submission from Talon here, and this is lovely. Do you know what I like about this? Is how you've got this bench here. We have Eric and Ariel perfectly placed here. The fact that they're both sat down. And then we also have Flynn here walking past. It just feels like the scene is so full of life. It's so full of character, which I think is so fun. And I do think sometimes, like, it, where I used to live before I moved to Germany, we had a little kind of like park greenery area near the boating lake, and it was basically a wood. There was like a wood area right near the middle of the town center. It's not like kind of over grown wood. It's not massive, it's quite small, but there is a pathway that leads from the town center to the boating lake, and obviously when you walk through there's like park benches and stuff like that. So that feels quite natural to me to have that. Like, obviously some of the really on the border of the town woods that you can get don't have this kind of setup, but for ones where there's like specific pathways through a wooded area, perhaps like specific trails that are set up and ran and sort of maintained, you will get benches like this. So I love that. I think it's a perfect addition. Love how your character looks. I think the outfit's great for the challenge. Love the foliage work here with the trees and everything like that. This is fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. And next up, we have a submission from Doodles, and I am just blown away. I'm blown away. Look how crisp this image is. Look at the colours. Look at the lighting. I am obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. This is stunning. I love these zoomed in shots. I've made this point before. I'm obsessed with these close-ups. These close-ups just really appeal to me. It's my personal preference and style kind of thing. Like, I appreciate not everyone's as into that, but for me, these I'm like top number one. I love them. I'm obsessed with them. I just think, I don't know, I'm just obsessed. I'm just obsessed. I was always obsessed because Nia's done quite a few submissions like this too. And I'm just like, fantastic. But yeah, I love this. Love the foliage work, all the waterfalls in the background. It feels very natural. You're really in the middle of nature. We have the little frog plushie. We have the fox companion. Obviously, you've got the raccoon. Bonus points for the raccoon because we're fans of raccoons over here. So love to see that. Yeah, your character looks fantastic, and the lighting and everything like that is just brilliant. So absolutely love this. 10 out of 10. And next up, we have a submission here with Vinny Luca, or from Vinny Luca, I should say. This is fantastic. What? Okay, let's just point out a few things. I love how it's like you've been on a hike and now you're sitting down, you're going to enjoy a bit of fishing and stuff like that. Like you've taken this trail to go fishing. Um, the fact that this is what amazes me. Okay, we've got the raccoon here. It looks like the raccoon wants to fish. It looks like the capybara wants to fish. You've got Mickey fishing here. Obviously, you're set and ready and posed. Like, the four of you are all about to do some fishing. I mean, I don't know how the capybara is going to fish, but the capybara is going to try and fish. The raccoon is going to try and fish. I could see the raccoon trying to fish with his hands. That's how I envision it. I don't know what kind of derpy method the cappy would use, but I'm sure it would use like a derpy method of catching fish. And obviously you've got Mickey and yourself. This is fantastic. I love the story this tells, and I love how fun and playful this image feels. And then we have a submission from Steph Scarf here, and I really, really like this split shot. I think it's really fun and it works really well for this week's challenge. You've got the arrows pointing off in both directions, and we have this bright green, kind of very natural side, and then we have this like spookier, darker, blue toned area with the witch's castle at the end. I think it's so fun and playful. It's creative. I really, really like this. I think this is a fantastic way of doing this kind of split shot without that direct 50-50. Like, if that makes sense. Like, you know how some of the split shots really look like there's almost like a line down the middle of the photo? This is kind of like, it just feels natural. It feels like a split shot that you might come across in real life, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. In my head it makes sense, but it might not be making sense. But that's how I envision it, and I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. And next up we have a submission from Nina here. This is a lovely, lovely little snap. I love the foliage work here on this pathing. The way you've got a mix of the plumeria path and the magnolia petals, I think is just beautiful. Love the fireflies in the background. Love that you've included these lights from Timon and Pumbaa. I swear I am obsessed. Those lights are so beautiful. I need to get those unlocked on my new account because I don't think I have them unlocked yet, and they are some of the most beautiful lighting pieces in game. So yeah, I'm obsessed. Love the mushrooms, love all the trees. The little raccoon is so cute. Love the outfit. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic Dreamsnap. And next up we have Madame Bernay here, and I have immediately spotted the hidden Mickey this time around. It is this bit here with the two bushes and the more structured bush in front. And I've got to say, it really pops. It really pops. I love this. I think it's a fantastic setup of the Mickey. It really has that Mickey-like shape, which some of the other ones, not saying they're bad, because I enjoyed seeing them and I do like seeing the hidden Mickeys each snap. One of my favorite things to do with obviously your submissions, but like obviously when you're using sometimes three of the same item, they're all like, the ears are the same size in a way as the face in a sense, which is not anything you can avoid, but it's really fun and creative. I like when you do stuff like that because they really feel hidden, but this just really has that Mickey like shape, which I think is fantastic. But I just love how it looks. I love how it looks. I love how it pops. It really stands out. It's so eye-catching. Like, if I was a voter and was going through the snaps and I saw this would draw me in. This would bring my attention to the snap, which I think is something that as players is very, very hard to do. Even I struggle with it as well. But it's something that you kind of have to recognise. A lot of people do voting very, very quickly. And in order to draw the voters in, you have to have something that catches people's eye, that draws their focus. That's why a lot of people use things like lighting effects and stuff like that, because it's a very easy way of catching the viewer's attention, with like those bright lighting details and stuff. And this Mickey, I think, just pops and it looks fantastic. I love how you've used this cobblestone path I struggled to make this cobblestone path look good and look natural, but I think you've done a fantastic job of it here. I love the foliage work. The foliage work is beautiful. I love the outfit. Yeah, this looks fantastic. Brilliant, brilliant job. And then next we have a submission from Victoria here. This is gorgeous. I love this. I love it. It's just, yeah, I just love it. What is this Maui's house? That's got to be Maui's house, right? Oh, it looks so beautiful here. And the waterfall, the mushroom. The way you've done the mushrooms is fantastic because these mushrooms don't look like they're part of that long stretch of mushrooms. Like, I don't know how you've managed to crop them so perfectly so they just look like smaller clusters, because that's something that I wanted, was like a smaller cluster of the mushrooms, one that wasn't such a long line. It just looks so beautiful. I really love how you've done it. I think you've done amazingly. Yeah, love the water details, the little butterflies, everything like that. It's just such a stunning image. This is fantastic. And last but not least, we have Lainey Faye. We love Lainey here. Yeah, we love Lainey. Amazing content creator. Love this snap. This snap is beautiful. Love the waterfalls in the background. Love that you've got this little dinghy boat here. You're definitely getting the Lara Croft vibes as well, which I like, you know, the shorts and the t-shirt. So brilliant job on that. Really great work with the foliage as well. It almost looks like you're off up high in the mountains and things like that. Like I did my snap in pretty much the same space. Mine was more over this side, like I didn't capture this bit, but it just looks so fantastic, and it's really nice to get those water elements and things like that. And it, like, I can imagine you and this little monkey companion, and you're like pointing off in the distance as to where your hike or trail is gonna take you, kind of thing, which I think is really fun. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful snap. Really great job. Well, there you have it. That is part one from Discord for the... Sorry, I'm just distracted because I just seen Eric in the background. I don't know what it was. Just tickled me that he was there. I didn't notice him at first. So yeah, that is part one of the Discord Dream Snap review for the Take a Hike challenge. Thank you so much to everyone who has shared your snaps in the Discord. I do really, really appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me that you would share with this community, and I love being able to showcase and highlight all your dream snaps. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay tuned to more Disney Dreamlight Valley content. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Be sure to stay tuned because part 2 will be coming right up. And yeah, just have a wonderful day. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.